Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers. Got my little Riley boy here today and today is...
Boy?
I said Riley boy.
Boy?
I've been talking to Roy's boy on the phone, that's
Who
right.
birthday?
It's Rob's birthday today.
Who?
Rob, one of our friends. We're going to a 50th birthday party this afternoon. Cheese and wine day.
I'm coming.
So you're coming.
And Mummy?
And Mummy's coming yet.
And Maya?
Nana's staying at home.
Who?
Can't trust Nana on wine and cheese. One, she get drunk, and two, it would play out with her belly.
Belly?
Yeah. Right, I've had a nice shave. Felt nice and relaxed. She's cool. Oh,
What?
parcel. Got a letter to come through the
Who
post.
from?
But
What?
I don't know who it's from.
Who say?
We'll have a look.
It's a one more dog.
Let's open it up. We use this one today.
Daddy?
Yeah.
What was it for?
No, this one. This is a new one. Well, not new, it's old. This one belonged to Mummy's dad, who passed away. This is JFB's knife.
Really sharp!
Yeah, really, really sharp.
What's
This
it?
is Mummy's dad's knife. This was.
What's it?
I don't know. It says here, it's got my name on it, but it's got my proper name on it, which means it's not come from anyone. Can't even get in there. It's not come from anyone within the YouTube world, because this is the name that my mum gave me that I don't use. My real name is Michael, but I prefer to be called Mick. There you go. Have a look in there.
It's a...
Oh, not a snake. Okay, so it's a lanyard.
Who's from?
Let's have a look.
I love it now.
With compliments. So this is, for you Riley, this is a special lanyard that you've got to wear when we go to Gatwick Airport, when we go to Turkey. This is what we call a special assistance lanyard. So when you wear this, everybody knows that you need to have a little bit more...
Ow.
Bring it out. Look, look, it's just a plastic, see, look. It's just a plastic, see, look, see. Like that, see, try it. Like that, that's all it is. No, it's not out, it's a little bit of plastic. You don't like plastic, that's all it is. So this is a lanyard that he's left to wear when he goes to Gatwick Airport because Riley's additional needs. When people see this, they know that he has got additional needs, and they give him a little bit more support going through all the... That's it, mate. That's it, see? Nothing else.
I see it.
Right, come on, sit down. So they give a bit more support going through security checks, boarding the plane, and all that sort of stuff. It just means that he doesn't have to queue up with everybody else, because he doesn't do very well with anxiety and overstimulation, things like that, a bit like autism. He doesn't do very well with that sort of situation, so this little lanyard gives him a fast track all the way through to the airport and assistance wherever we need it, so that's cool. Right, what drink you got today?
Orange.
Orange drink. Dad's got a cup of coffee,
Daddy.
which was,
Daddy.
hang on, which was the first batch of the Scottish Preppers coffee today going in here, so let's just try that. Fantastic.
It's a baby Mower.
Yeah, it says Micks Mower on it and Small Engine Nation. So this is a coffee that Chris gave me.
Daddy.
The Scottish Prepper, which is
Daddy?
lovely. Yeah.
And what's YouTube again?
We're doing YouTube now, yeah. In fact, we've been running 4.5 minutes already and we haven't done anything yet.
It will boy birthday?
It's not Roy's boy's birthday,
Who?
no.
Who?
Rob's.
What?
Rob, yeah. So today, we're going to be doing, let's crack on Riley boy. Today, we're going to be cracking on with this little beauty.
What's that?
This is a
It's working now?
high power 5200 chainsaw. Now this was brought into the shop
Is it
by
outside?
a gentleman called Luke.
It's working now?
No, it's not working yet. That's why it's in the shop, because it's not working. There's every chance it won't work as well. So this is brought in by a gentleman called Luke, who I service all his lawn mowers and all his garden machinery for him. He bought this one in, a hedge cutter that was no good. I got it running, but I cannot source the diaphragms for the carburetor anywhere. It's that old, so it's in the shop somewhere. But until I can source a carburetor for it with decent diaphragms, about to stay where it is. But this one, we'll give this one a go. I've got this one and I've got another one, which I've got to figure out, which is a lopping saw, a lot older.
What's that?
What's what?
What's that?
That's a throttle catch, so you push the throttle in, push the button in, push the button. There you go. It should lock in. There you go. And that locks it off. It's got on-off switch, it's got everything you need. Unfortunately the choke looks like it's snapped off. So I need to do something with the choke because I can't pull the choke out. The choke's been snapped. So that could be why it's not starting, but I very much doubt it. So anyway, Riley, it's quite a good saw, it's quite heavy.
Whoa!
It's not compared to my, I got a Husqvarna down here, which everybody's spotted previously. Which is the same principle, it's slightly smaller saw. Our 5200 chainsaw. Now this was brought into the shop by a gentleman called Luke.
It's working now?
No, it's not working yet. That's why it's in the shop, because it's not working. There's every chance it won't work as well. So this is brought in by a gentleman called Luke, who I service all his lawn mowers and all his garden machinery for him. He bought this one in, a hedge cutter that was no good. I got it running, but I cannot source the diaphragms for the carburetor anywhere. It's that old, so it's in the shop somewhere, but until I can source a carburetor for it with decent diaphragms, about to stay where it is. But this one, we'll give this one a go. I've got this one and I've got another one, which I've got to figure out, which is a lopping saw, a lot older. Yeah. What's what?
What's that?
That's a throttle catch, so you push the throttle in, push the button in, push the button. There you go. It should lock in. There you go. And that locks it off. It's got on-off switch, it's got everything you need. Unfortunately the choke looks like it's snapped off. So I need to do something with the choke because I can't pull the choke out. The choke's been snapped. So that could be why it's not starting, but I very much doubt it. So anyway, Riley, it's quite a good saw, it's quite heavy.
Whoa!
It's not compared to my, I got a Husqvarna down here, which everybody's spotted previously. Which is the same principle, it's slightly smaller saw. But this is a lot more compact. Really nice saw, this one actually. That's my baby, and that runs.
Baby?
Yeah, that runs sweet as a nut. That doesn't need anything doing to it at all. Where this one is a bit sick.
Sick?
It's not very well.
Who?
This one.
Oh.
Got high touches, it's hot. Got high
Got
temperature. We'll give it a cuddle, and we'll try and get it to run, shall we? Yeah, we'll try and turn it on. So, let's get this on the bench to look at it and see if we can't get this one to work. As I say, I've got to sort out the choke. I have to bodge that. I don't suppose I can buy a new piece for it, so it may be just a question of super gluing a bit to the end of it or something, just so we can get the choke to work. So Riley, without further ado, let's get down.
I do it.
Go on, mate. Okay, mate. Yeah? You're hungry?
Yeah.
Let's go see Mum in then. Has that little cover on there. That goes on there. That goes on there. Lots of gunk around this carburetor. I just want to pull this over just to see if I can't get the fire. I want to get my forceps and try and get hold of that choke button around the back here. Oh, it pulls out relatively well, so there's not a lot of force needed for that, so that's good. And let's just try and give this chainsaw a bit of a pull. Remove my coffee, I don't want to spill that because that would be sacrilege. Right, so we can't get the fire. Brake seems to work. Pull cord, turn it on. Let's try and fire it up. Lovely. So that fires. Just want to check the actual fuel situation in here. And the fuel tank is absolutely bone dry. There's a filter on it. So let's pour a little bit of fuel in there and just see what happens. It may be a question of it just had no fuel in it. I can't see it, but be enough. I don't think we're going to be that lucky and just put fuel in it and away it goes. I can't see that, but you never know. Let's try that and let's give it a couple of pulls. That fired straight away. That could be the old stuff that's on there. Okay. I have a problem. It looks like there's no brake on this chainsaw. The way it is working, when I fire it up, the chain is still working. Okay, so it works. However, the choke button needs repairing and the brake is not working on this. So there's something come adrift within the brake mechanism. It all seems to be working here. Let me have a bit of a tidy up and we'll get these bolts off and we'll inspect to see why the clutch is not actually working. But the problem's going to be for this is getting the spares. That's going to be the problem. But we'll see how we get on. Right, so that was a bit of a surprise, to be fair. I was not expecting that any way, shape or form. Just found a sticker under here. It says that this should be run at 25 to 1. I put 50 to 1 in it, so it's a bit rich. So I have to make up some 25 to 1 fuel for it, which I got my container to do so I can do that. So that's not a problem. I'll run a bit lean, so that's that. So I need to just investigate why this brake cover's not working. So with a chainsaw, you don't take no chances. It's as simple as that. I've been caught out twice with chainsaws, and both times ended up in hospital. So chainsaw are one of the main machines which you do not take any chances with, because they take no prisoners, and both of my kneecaps are evidence of that. So all we want to do is I want to investigate this this cover, because the brake is working here. It's clicking, but it's not actually stopping the drum. It was very loose as well. This is the first time I've been in here. I really am surprised that actually started. Maybe it's because the bloke brought it in because the choke button is broken and he couldn't choke it to start it. Maybe that was the reason why. Possibly. But we shall see. Now, the problem's going to be with this is getting the spares. If this needs a new cover or something like that. I don't actually know the age of the engine, so. But it may just be so gunked up behind here that it can't actually physically catch the drum. But something's not quite right. But we'll get to it. Right, that should pop off. Or there's another screw up here, but no, is that connected? No, it's not. So what I'm trying to do now is, before I take this off, and just see if I can pull it off there, which it won't. It will let me. So when you apply the drum, when you apply the brake is on. Now technically you shouldn't be able to remove that, which you can. And here's a brake assembly, and it's absolutely full of crud, full of it. So that will all need cleaning off, and that's solid. There's a clutch. It shouldn't be too hot. It's not too hot. That looks quite good actually. The clutch looks quite good. Quite happy with that. Again, it always wants a good clean off and what have you. It's full of crud. So let's put that down on the deck for now and divert my attention to this little puppy here. All I want to do is just get some scrapers, my air tool gun and what have you, and just start to clean this area off. It looks like it has gotten hot at some degree. It has actually melted the plastic to a certain degree. This is a bit I'd be after if it's US, this whole assembly, to buy this. But as I say, I don't think I'm going to be able to. So I'll get a good clean off, give it a good good blow off and all up, grease up, and we'll just try and refit it, see what happens, and see if it won't actually then start working. But it's not actually doing anything at the moment. Right, so this is where we are. I've taken it all apart, cleaned it all up, and it looks like there has been a lot of heat damage in here. All this plastic is melted. I dare say it's where the clutch has actually bit it before and it's been on so tight. I'm going to try and just remove this spring assembly. It's all so brittle in here. I don't think it's US, but this is certainly not grabbing the drum like it should. So I'm going to get a bit of a further clean, just to try and get rid of all this muck. Try and put that back into its little tiny home. About there. Now, when I operate this, I don't want the spring to jump out. That's the only problem. You should see the little tiny strap here start to move without that spring jump. I've got that feeling that spring's going to jump right out, so I don't want it to.
Daddy?
Yes, buddy?
I want YouTube.
Eh?
YouTube?
Hang on, mate. That spring wants to jump out.
Daddy?
There it goes. So that's now locked back. Oh, and that spring is now a lot bigger.
Daddy?
And when you push that forward,
Whoa, Daddy.
that spring should then tighten back up over the drum. So it may be a question that spring is actually now too big and expanded.
Why?
Because it's wore out, buddy. Unfortunately, I think it is wore out. Yeah.
It was YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a YouTube video, buddy. Yeah.
YouTube.
So I'm gonna put these pieces back where they belong, and then I have had a quick look on eBay. At the moment, this high power, what is it? It's a high power 5200. At the moment, one doesn't even come up, so I'm not quite sure if I can get this part for it at all, which is going to be annoying. But as I say, I can't really do anything with it unless I can get the spares for it. But that spring will be readily available, but it all depends what other engines it will actually will take that part. I'm convinced that's what the problem is. Then just wind these screws back in so I can get that spring secure. I don't want that spring jumping out on the top, because they can be pickles to put back in. Yep. That's it. Oh. I was hoping just with a clean that might jump back into working again, but I don't think it will. I mean, you shouldn't really be using a chain saw without a brake. I mean, I would argue the fact you can use one if you know exactly what you're doing. I would have no problem using a chainsaw with no brake. But again, it all depends what you're using it for. But the brake is there exactly the same as it is on a lawnmower. for safety. And if a chain continually runs, then you could be in trouble. But if it were me just for cutting logs up, that sort of stuff, I'd be happy to use one without a brake on it. But that's just me. I wouldn't recommend anyone else do it. Where's that go? That must go in there. Yeah, that sits in there, lovely. Right, I think I've got something. This is off of a carburettor, Briggs & Stratton, probably a hater, something similar. It's actually snapped off. But look, it's got nice little holders there. I'm wondering if I can't manufacture that to sit on top of that. So when it goes in, I can just choke it manually like that. That's the idea. I might take a bit of stuff off of here, just to get it on. Cut this off level. And that'll give me a nice little choke button. It doesn't want a lot to come off of there. In fact, that goes on. Look at that, look. Okay. And then that's choke off, choke on, choke off, choke on. So that will need a bit of super glue in there, on there, and that'll do it. So let me cut that off and try and fit that. Okay, let's go with this. Bit of Aradite. That's way too much for what I need, but it's enough for what I want. Mix that up, and then smear some of that onto there. Actually more than enough. Push that on. Have it about there, say. That will need to dry. It won't just come off. As long as I'm careful, that won't just come off. So that'll dry overnight, but that is now fully functioning choke, which I'm happy with. So that's better than what it was. That's now working. See the carburetor flap now working inside. So happy with that. Good, good. So I have got all the kit here. I've got the bar greaser for greasing the bars and what have you. I should do all that a bit later on. Not needed just yet. I want to put this back together. I want to mix up some 25:1 fuel. Take the old fuel out, put some chain oil in, and just see if I can get it to run again. And it should run a bit better with the right fuel in it. And then we'll go from there. So good news is the carburetor hasn't got to come off. That's a plus. But just a bit concerned about this brake. As I say, it's not brilliant, but it is now biting to a degree. But it wants a new strap. I don't have a spare. I haven't got a spare. I don't know if I can get a spare. So I'm a bit stuck without it. But once I've been down to my local chainsaw place, I'll be able to see if I can actually get a spare part for it, and we should go from there. Just going to start to reassemble it. That goes on there like so. That goes on there like so. Just blowing the air filter off with an air compressor. It goes on there. Goes on there, and that somehow screws on. That's going to come off. That's better. So that's on. So I've got a working on-off switch, working throttle, and a working choke. That just wants to dry off, but it is working, so at least I can now get hold of it and choke it, which is good. Let's turn the saw around, make a bit of room. Let's just see what we've got surprises in here. I'm going to take this pull cord assembly off next, just to tidy all this side up. That's all mucky. What we got in there, we've got some little tiny, I don't think they're Torx bits, it looks like Allen keys. Let me grab my Allen key set. probably be something along that line. It's a bit too big, it might be it. Yeah, a bit too big. Let's try the next one down. That one. That looks like it. I don't know, none of these to C's if we can help it. One. Be about 4 or 5 to do. What was the guessing of this actually firing up? Just because it couldn't be choked, I suppose, that's all it was. Which is good news. I'll be a lot happier once I can get the actual brake to work fully. That'll make me a lot happier. If I can get it to work. It goes in there, last one. Let me see what surprises are in here. That should now pop off. Oh, not too shabby. It's in a lot worse. That's got to come out of here. I don't want to lose the bits. This will all be cleaned. Not too shabby in there, just a bit of a clean up. So that can all be cleaned up. And then all that can be cleared up as well. Dogs look fine. Working as they should. So, a bit of a clean up here required, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so a bit of a clean. Again, nothing special. I don't have a parts washer. I don't have the room for one either, really. So that is on my list of things when I get my shed sorted out. It's better than what it was. Can't sit on there yet. What's occurring? There it goes. And I've just got the 4 or 5 bolts to put in here. One in there. One in there. One in there. One in there. Going down or not? Oop. Let's sit a bit lower really. Not quite in there yet, that one. I'll get it half screwed down and I'll give the old pull cord a bit of a pull, it might sit down a bit better. Just right where that carburetor high and low revs is. Doesn't quite want to sit down on here. There it goes. Yeah, that's where you adjust the high and low revs, just in there for the carb. But it didn't sound like it was running too bad, to be fair, for an old saw. Cool, right, happy with that. Let's have a look at the oil, which I can't even undo. A pair of pliers, just to assist it. There it goes. I'm not suspecting any oil to be in here. Absolutely bone dry, which is no good. Let me find some chain oil and I'll come back. Let's put a bit in here. don't want to fill it up, just want to put some in. This is all that helps towards the lubrication. That should be enough. How much we've got in there? Oh, about halfway up. That should be more than enough for what we need. So I'll make sure that the oil is actually dispersing out the side where it should be. This is half the problem with this, it's just literally been run so dry, gotten hot, nothing lubricated. It goes down. I then want to dump out this fuel, which isn't the right mix. Dump that out and I'll mix up some 25:1 and we'll put some 25:1 in. Right, I'll just mix some 25:1 up. And my dessert's going to be smoky anyway, because it's still got some of that 50:1 in there as well, so it's not running exactly right, but it should pick up better. Okay, let's clear the decks and I'll be back. With this, on this bench here, I want to see if the oil is dispersing. You'll see that a line will come up right at the tip of the blade to see if the oil is being dispersed. Right, let's go. Let's give it a run. We're recording. Yes, we're recording. So, brake on. On the on the on switch, choke on, which is working. It's not leaking there, is it? Not leaking fuel. I don't think it is. I think it's just I just wiped down some WD-40. Another wipe off. No, I don't think it is. Okay. So choke's on. Let's see how we get on. That fired. Okay, bit smoky in here, but as you can see there is a nice oil line. Let's see if we can show you, I don't know if you can see that. There's a nice oil line just there, which is where the chain is now dispersing oil as it should do. However, the brake is stopping to a degree, but it's still not quite 100% right, and it should stop dead. As soon as you hit that lever, it should stop dead, and it's not. So it's currently unsafe to sell. Couldn't sell it until I find out if I can get that piece repaired there, but it's more than usable in the right hands. I'm quite happy with it. Oh, Rider Boy's come out. He don't like chainsaws because they're too noisy. Yes, buddy? It's working 90%.
Does he?
You just heard it running. You don't like it running. The chainsaws are very noisy, aren't they?
You done now?
We're done now, mate. Yeah, that's all we can do for it today until I can get the bit for it.
You done now?
Very soon. So the reason it's all burnt off inside is I'm convinced that they've been using it with the brake on, and that's burnt part of the spring out and the part of the drum. So mainly a new drum as well. But it runs and it'll cut. I should give the old blade a service once I've found. Yes, buddy. It runs, yeah. It runs as in works.
What's that?
But the engine wasn't even running when it come here, so that's good. So that's that one. Let me just show you what's next coming up. To be next,
Puppy.
got this little puppy here.
Puppy.
Oh, well, I say little puppy, not a puppy dog.
Puppy.
So this is a little tiny Hobby 101 Super.
Super.
This is what it says. It says it's Super. Now this won't have a brake because it's a little hobby lopping saw. It's of an age, I would say. Got a choke all works on it.
Outside.
Probably German, I'd say this is. I don't know if there's any fuel in it. Yeah, it's a bit of fuel. It doesn't smell too bad, funnily enough. Should we just try and fire it, Riley, see what happens? Let's have a little look, maybe. Let's just try, just for live TV. It might. Oh, I don't think it'll start, mate. With Sam, I don't think the other one will start either. So the chain is really slack. That's where you put your oil in. What we got here? On and off switch here. Let's turn that on. Let's get a bit of choke. Let's try it. So this hasn't never even been looked at. It's the first time I even looked at this little saw. Never looked at it before, so let's try it. Now we've got a throttle there, but that doesn't lock on. Absolutely nothing.
Why not?
Oh, there you go, that fired.
Do you?
Hang on, this might be a runner too. He said it didn't none of you start. My word. Let me just try and tease it into starting. Let's try a little bit of choke off. And that. As soon as you hit that power button, you don't want to know. No need for a video for that one then. You can see the oil's running through, it just wants a service, so I may just do a little service on it. But I promise you, that one, I didn't know it was going to fire either, so that's not bad, is it? Bit of a homemade scabbard.
Daddy?
Yes, buddy?
Why raining?
Yeah, that was running too.
No,
So that'd be a service on that one.
Why raining?
If anyone knows any information on this little saw,
Sure.
give us an update as to what the little hobby saw is. But that's not a bad little saw, that, you know, I quite like that. Just want a bit of a sharpen up, I dare say, and what have you. But we'll see. But I was going to do a complete video on that one, but it doesn't look like. That'd be hot there. I know touching there, mate. Not a bad little saw. Okay, so 2 for the price of 1. Actually, very happy. That other little saw, that's been sat in my store since probably say February. I haven't even looked at it. Just been sat in my little store doing nothing, so I'm quite surprised that even run. But I'll do a little service on that one next, I think. I'll get some information on it, see if I can't get some bits and pieces for it, sharpen the chain up, all that sort of good yummy stuff, so it's good. So if anyone's got any information with regards to the big saw, with regards to where I can find that part, that'd be really handy, because I would like to get that chainsaw up and running properly and safely. The little saw is ideal just for lopping and bits and pieces, so that should be a nice little saw.
What's it?
Well, you just say what you want to say.
Thank
you very much for watching Micks.
Why with me, Mower?
Yeah, Micks Mower.
And
don't forget,
take it easy. You where?
So thank you very much for watching this episode of Micks Mowers.
Mower.
It's not Riders Mowers, believe me. Well, I might change it to Riders Mowers maybe. You seem to get more. You seem to get more comments than what I do.
What's that?
It's Mummy and Nana are out in the garden laughing because you're changing the name to a YouTube channel. So thank you very much for watching this episode of of Micks Mowers.
No,
Riley and Micks Mowers. We hope you found it informative. We hope you had a bit of fun along the way. Don't forget to like, share, and also if it's your first time in watching this video, don't forget to tap that subscribe button, whack the old bell, and that'll give you a notification as to when we release another video. More importantly, don't forget to leave a comment down below in the section, positive or negative, we don't really mind, you'll get the straight answer back.
Why?
So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, don't forget, take it easy.